Hello, Darkness Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Pools of Darkness with me, BlueAnkylo. Last episode, we defeated some mage with a strange name, and the rest of the dragons in Dragon's Eyrie. Now, we're gonna head to the next area, which is through this door. I will say that I've slightly spoiled myself because there's a confusing mechanic coming up, and I wanted to double check how it worked. A gateway of shimmering light appears before you. Do you step through? Everyone say hello to a pool of darkness. Apparently there's many of them, or at least 4. You stepped from the pool onto solid ground. While you were gone, Elminster has created a small island of matter in Limbo. Welcome to Limbo. As you watch, he gestures at a passing boulder. It stops, pivots, and then settles to the ground. Elminster senses your presence and turns. While ye were gone, I was busy, as ye can see, and I found out something that ye should know, tells you. He tells you as journal entry number 3. As ye know, I have opened this path for ye, so that when ye travel through the pools, Bane will not sense thy presence. But this does have its disadvantages. For one, I have found that when magical objects travel from here to the outer dimensions, they do not usually survive the passage. The chaotic winds of Limbo corrupt that which is magic, and only the strongest of magics can survive the passage without perishing. I will hold thy items here until ye return. So this is perhaps the most controversial of the Pools of Darkness decisions. There's going to be 4 boss zones that you cannot bring any gear into. Unless you cheat. It's a couple ways, but yeah. Here is some magic that I have saved for such an occasion as this. But remember, do not take these to the outer dimensions, lest they be destroyed. So he gives us some stuff that we can't really do anything with. At least not for now. So I don't know if I guess the staff sling and some darts, you know, it's fine. Ring of Protection from Evil, that's cool. I don't have to cast it so often. I can give that to, like, Fella. He needs protection from evil, because he's turning evil, so he needs some help. But, you know, that's just free protection from evil, right on. But yeah, the dart, the sling, the +4 sling, I guess it gives me a slightly better ranged attack, but then I don't get +3 with a staff, but, you know, I only ever use this for ranged anyway, so. Alright. And then I don't care about a non-magical ring. You recount your adventures to Elminster, his brow furrows. Draco liches! Foul evil indeed. Ye have done much for us in the ending of this dark necromancy. For how may I help? So, he's basically a tavern trainer vault. And yes, we have to give him freaking everything. Cool. Items. Basically, I did double check. There are a couple things that we don't have to give him. We have to unready deposit. So this is going to be a really annoying recurrence here. The only thing you can keep are rings that are not of protection. As far as I can tell. So I can keep that. Take items. So you can see, like, all the stuff we put in is here. So it's going to unsort all of our gear from each individual character and put it all in the same spot. So this is, like, I think this is really dumb. And I guess it adds a bit of challenge and spice to your life. But, like, this is a lot of inventory micromanagement. I'm going to do it once, and then from here on out, I'm not going to show it on camera. Just because this is dumb. And then taking everything back out of the vault when we're done to re-equip is going to be even worse. Because I have to try to re-guess who gets everything. So technically we can keep this ring as well. Say goodbye to all your stats, basically. Technically, non-magical items can go through. So this is why there was a shop earlier that sold, you know, basic plate mail and basic longswords. You were supposed to buy a full set for everyone of basic shield, sword, some sort of weapon, armor, or bracers or something for everyone to use. I don't know if you can wear bracers, because they're always magical. So, sucks to be a mage. Okay. Goodbye, silver shield, helm, plate. You can keep your ring of fire resistance, but that's all. Ready, deposit, deposit, ready, deposit, ready, deposit, ready, deposit, ready, deposit, deposit, ready, deposit. I'm sorry, Pixel, but you're naked. You don't even get a ring. Deposit, 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 ready, deposit, 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 ready, deposit, deposit. I don't even know if we could bring this in. There might even be a dragon boss, seeing as we just did the dragon area, and they won't even let us bring the thing that is good against dragons. Ready, deposit, deposit, ready, deposit. This is really engaging commentary. We can keep that, but basically nothing else. Now, there is a couple ways to game the system. You can, if you use the character, like, inventory system. Oh, I just messed up DOSBox for a second. I'm not in a location, so DOSBox, or Goldbox Companion is, confused. That'll come back once we're done. But yeah, essentially, you could remove people from your party with inventory, and then re-add them to your party once you're through the pool, but that's totally glitching the system. If it turns out that these areas are really difficult, or I just changed my mind, I might try that later on, but for now, we'll try to do at least the first one legit. I can't imagine going back and bringing a bunch of non-magical items. It's just gonna take so long. Anyway, you can see everything's basically here unsorted now. It might be in the order we put it in at least, so as long as I remember the first up to so far, up to the arrows, I guess, is what I had on me, and then Rodica, and then Christiane, and so forth. So maybe I've got a relatively easy way to, as long as he doesn't mix them up, basically. And money, I think, I don't know if you'd lose your money, but we might as well leave it out here anyway. Okay. Good luck, everybody. Let's move on. So you can go back to the Aerie, you can go back to the world map, or you can go to Thorne, which is, you know, one of the 4 Bane lieutenants that we're after. Let's go to Thorne. The source of the storms that block aid from these lands is ahead. Find it. Ye have faced dragons and won, but beware, I sense the stink of Thorne. Also, you had a bunch of cool weapons and armor and magic items. Yeah, it was easy to kill when you had armor. He is one of the mightiest and foulest of worms, and lies beyond. Farewell! Remember, thy items may be destroyed. Items from the prime material plane can be left safely in storage here. Wish we could have saved it again, but I'm pretty sure we're fine. Elminster leads you to the gate. Farewell! The winds of limbo tear at you. Each step you take may be a mile or an inch. The voyage may have taken a moment or a year. Thrust through the dimensional door, you find yourself in the midst of dragons. Prepare to fly! We attack on the 3rd blast of the horn. And then we're right back in the battle. So, Goldbox Companion probably not going to work for this battle, because I needed to save it again now that we're out of there. Well, I could try. See if I can search. Nope. Until we've saved it in this new map, that's not going to work. Alright, so, what are we up against? Just a couple red dragons. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do here. Now, one thing that I did do before this episode started, because I knew we were going to have some problems, is I cast some of the basic protection spells on the team. We've got Protection from Evil and Bless and Prayer, at least. I didn't know there would be red dragons, though, so I didn't put Resist Fire on, which probably would be good in Foresight. probably not worth taking a turn to do that. I guess, you know, 1d2 plus 11 damage is going to have to do it. Punch him to death! Next turn. Alright, fella. The punching attack is perhaps not the most useful here. Perhaps we should try... I don't know, it feels like they're probably immune to fire. If I could get like a hold monster off, that'd be the best. Not much we can do against... Unfortunately, clerics don't have very many good offensive spells. If I was closer, I could try Stinking Cloud. I guess... We'll probably be able to rest down here somewhere. So... This might be the most difficult fight, just because it's a surprise. So we could try damage, or we could try... hold monsters, which I think is worth a shot here. We'll actually have this cast at a slight bonus, because we're only targeting 2, which is, I think, +1 or +2 to your... Or -1 or -2 to their saving throw. Great. That's why I never use those spells. Alright. Try something like Disintegrate. Ha! Apparently they're not immune to fire. Alright, well... Cone of Cold here is probably the best choice. Although, Delayed Blast Fireball would probably have worked. Pretty good damage. Who took that big hit? Rodica. Should probably have tried to heal her as well if I was really on the ball. Oh, and apparently Pixel took damage because he can't cast magic? That's weird. Yeah, well, you know, dragons, right? Punch him to death! Shinka! Punch him to death from the back. Good job. Alright. Howling winds whistle through the cave. The source of the storms must be very close. Joy. Alright, first things first. Save! So we can bring Goldbox Companion back and see a little bit more information. Alright. Welcome to Thorne's Cave. Oh, look how close Rodica was to death. Okay, so the good news is magic still works. There's not a lot of other good news. Heal Rodica back up. I think I'm going to heal myself with not the heal spell, but critical heal. Just in case we can't rest for a while. And fella, you've got some of those for Shinka here as well. You want to save those heals for emergencies, in my opinion. Alright. Actually, you know what? Because Blue's got such low HP, let's top him up a little bit better. There you go. Okay, well, seeing as we're probably fighting red dragons, and now that we know that for sure, it seems like it's more realistic to resist fire, everyone. Because that will make a big difference. I should have done that ahead of time if I was really thinking straight. I think Christiane already has it, right? Assuming we didn't lose a ring. But I can trust my guide, right? Yeah, Ring of Electrical Immunity. Ring of Blinking is potentially useful. Yeah, so the Rings of Not Protection, they'll come through. There is actually one weapon that you can bring through as well. But it's a very special weapon, and we're not going to see it for a while. Alright, well, we're alive. Let's start walking through this dungeon. I don't know much about it. I've tried to avoid spoiling myself, other than I knew the mechanics for the Pool of Darkness, because otherwise I might have been, you know, motivated to test it out and see if it destroys everything or not, for sure. Maybe he was just laughing or joking, right? What spells have we got on? Prayer, protection from evil, resist fire. That's all we need for now. I don't know what we're going to run into, but I assume fire red dragons. I don't want any more white dragons. I didn't cast that spell. Dragons are herding captives around the corner. We only need a few humans. We can kill the leftovers. There will be provisions enough when the battles begin. Alright, well, seeing as we saw a different color dragon... Change of plan. Who had the cold protection? It was Shinga, right? You'd think I'd have memorized who has all my magic rings by now. Ha! Alright, resist cold and resist fire and protection from evil. Prayer has worn off by now, and honestly, we need every advantage we can get while we're naked, so... And in case there's a battle, we might as well use Bless. We got lots of charges of these things, so... Dumped in the corner is the rotting corpse of a Kirin. Kirin? Probably Kirin. There is also a pile of what must be the captive's belongings. Okay. What do we got? Some basic gear! So, I mean, this is the solution, basically. Alright, so we're gonna go... Start with start with Shinga. You get plate mail, and I guess a short sword for now. Vela, you're also kind of a front row fighter. You get some plate mail and a short sword for now. Gonna give Rodica the Elven Chain because of thief, basically, and I guess the bow and the arrows. Not much, and then Pixel, you can have the magical banded mail. And I guess a normal longsword. It's better than nothing. And then Christiana can have the ring mail and the crossbow. So at least she's got a weapon. And then I guess I'll take, the sling. Because not much else the mage can do. So what do we get from that? Plate +2, short sword +2. So already Shinga's like mostly powered up. That's a good upgrade. Bella, similarly, he actually has a better short sword. He just got lucky. Pixel, it's actually pretty good banded mail, but he definitely needs a better sword for damage. Christiana doesn't even have a melee weapon, but I guess, 10 bolts will last a little while. Rodica's in the same kind of situation. Elven Chain +4, that's actually really good. It'd be lovely if we could take that home with us. We cannot. And I mean, there's not much else. But that's one of the reasons why I have the Ring of Blinking with me, is I still disappear after my turn. So I shouldn't need the AC as badly as the rest of the team. So Christiana is the only one with no armor. There's not much I can do about that right now. Probably cast the shield spell for people that don't have shields, but I never memorized that. Didn't even think of it. I think the shield spell is useless if you have a shield, so never would have thought we should bring one. Alright, well... Oh good, Umber Hulks. Alright, now we got some magic. I don't want to burn through them too quick, but, this is why we brought the fireballs. Alright, Pixel, go. I mean, we're doing almost as much damage, right? It's really like, if we run into enemies that are like immune to non-magical weapons, that's when things get real sketchy real fast. Oh, right, crossbow. Ha! Sorry, Christiana. Technically, we could have used something like, I didn't even think about it, but there's a cleric spell that makes a magic weapon, Spiritual Hammer. That actually might not have been the worst idea. There you go. I almost don't... You know what? I don't want to waste my precious arrows. I've only got 10 arrows and 10 bolts, so... I don't need it yet. I'm just going to hold on to them for now. Alright, so far, not too bad. And it's just a dead end? Figures. Prisoners in the cells reach their hands through the bars and call you. Alright. Sure, good luck, guys. You release the prisoners. 3 rows of 2, or 2 rows of 3. The prisoners crowd about you, offering praises and thanks. A tall, sharp-featured woman eyes you from beyond the crowd. Sure. Who wants to go first? Bella, you're up. The woman approaches. She introduces herself as Raizel and tells you her story. We've recorded in a journal that we've lost in the interdimensional rift. I guess the adventurer's journal is not magical. It's just a book. Okay, Raizel speaks. Before the storms began, I was taken from prison in Flan. Even the best of thieves find themselves in prison once in a while. But to be held as fodder for the dragons is too much for me. I escaped a few days ago and was looking to take a few things in payment for my troubles. But it hasn't been easy. I've never seen the likes of this dragon, Thorne. Nasty isn't the word for him. Plus, I've heard he has the horn of a beast from beyond the world, and that's how he makes the storms. Some say the creature's spirit haunts the cave. Others say the realms will face certain doom if the horn is heard 3 times. The dragons just said that's when it's time to attack. But I have a plan to exact my revenge. Depriving the dragons of their treasure will be a far greater revenge than killing them. Sure it will. I think killing them and taking the treasure would be the greatest. It occurs to me, however, that we should team up against them. We could liberate even more treasure. I show you the ways of this cave, and you provide some insurance in case we run into any of the nasties. The dragons owe me for the past month, so I get first claim on treasure. Nope. That's not how it works. I don't think we can agree to that. I'll help you out, but only on my terms. All the treasure I can carry. The funny thing is, we can't take any treasure out of here, so it doesn't even really matter. She can have whatever she wants. Like, the joke's on her. As soon as you go through that portal, it's all destroyed. Unless you find something non-magical. Maybe we can take some money. I don't know. Whatever, have fun. Hey, you gotta level up. It's worth it. Now, normally you would not be able to train your levels in here, so maybe I shouldn't. Because you can't go back to the Elminster. Trying to be fair. We'll just save up his level up for later. Alright, we still should be good from fire and ice for a bit longer. Check this one first, maybe? A dragon is stuffing treasure into a hole, muttering to itself. I'll not leave my treasure unprotected. Look, all dragons must die, buddy. The dragon whirls in surprise. Excellent, free round, right? Also, we do get an extra character. Everyone say hello to Raizel. What's she got? Level 20, True Neutral Thief. Pretty good stats. I guess she didn't have anything magical, so she didn't lose it when she came to the portal. Can't join them. Weird. Anyway, just do whatever you want. I don't care. Good job. You hit him for a couple points of damage. With protection from fire, I'm not... Oh yeah, I don't have a melee weapon. Yeah, but with protection from fire, I'm not too worried about one red dragon. And what do we get? A dagger. Is it magical, even? Yes. I guess we'll give it to Rodica. She's our thief. Yeah, dagger plus 4 is no joke. Good, so now it's, you can still use the bow if you need to, but, 1d4 plus 10 isn't bad. And at least it lets you backstab, potentially man-sized enemies if there are any. You search the hole and find a modest hoard. Oh. I guess she doesn't get first dibs. I wonder if by hitting share... No, she didn't get anything. Wait a second. Oh yeah, it's probably +1, +2. And she got a magic armor. Okay. She does have magic then. I don't know. So, bracers. Well, those are for me. Silver shield. That's pretty good. For now, probably for Shinga. Let's just pick it all up and then divvy it out once we know what it is. Okay, so again, normally you couldn't auto ID down here, but we'd have to just test it all out manually and learn what it is via comparison and math. That sounds terrible, so let's not do that. Alright, you've upgraded to Silver Shield and Longsword for sure. A Ring of Fire Resistance. This is like one of the very few things we get to bring back with us. Necklace of Missiles isn't totally trash either. And these are pretty good arrows. Let's move them down to Rodica. So we've got a Mace 4, a Flail 4. I think we want to prioritize sort of left to right with melee weapons. So let's give... Well, okay, except that Blue can only equip blunt weapons for melee. So if I'm going to fight in melee at all, which might happen, I need to have something like a mace. And sorry, I just had to claim that one because, like, I needed something. So, Christiana needs a weapon. Pixel needs a magic weapon. And Fella has a okay weapon. So let's move... Well, you know, Christiana used to have a flail. She liked it. Let's give her this flail. And we need a magic weapon for Pixel. Well, we're getting better. We're getting a little bit better equipped. Again, I think it's better to save the bolts for later if we need them in a pinch. Okay, so everyone's basically got an acceptable weapon now. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so that just connects up. No big deal. I think prayer has worn off. I'm worried that a big fight right now is still going to be too difficult for us if we're not at least buffed up a little bit. So I'm trying to keep prayer and bless as well as our basic resistance and protections up. Just, you know, protection from evil probably gives us a bonus of 2 AC against everything. Bless and prayer gives us a couple more Thaco for people that don't have really good weapons, stuff like that. Small rocks tumble down the wall as a tremendous horn blast splits the air. That's one. Raizel stops short. The Horn of Doom! It has begun sooner than I thought. Raizel stops and looks north, then south. Thorne's lair lies to the north, but a treasure hoard is to the south. We may have just enough time to grab a little booty before visiting Thorne. It's probably a terrible idea, but I'm all good for booty. Purple worms! Oh no! I remember the purple worms. They can swallow you whole. At least they could in Secret of the Silver Blades. Alright. I'm thinking a little bit of magic. Not too much. Just a little bit. Right. I'm so used to always having a melee weapon equipped. Look at me, I'm killing stuff. Alright, but I should just stay at range. Alright, Cone of Cold. It did not even hit the thing I targeted? Cone of Cold is garbage. It's not, but like... It's so difficult to use, right? You can just quick. Alright, good thing Shinga didn't get eaten. Maybe they don't eat you, I don't know. Alright, is there any actual loot in here? A group of rogues. Well, they'll drop some loot, but it's probably not going to be very good. He's quick. I don't really care. I'm going to use one of... Dang it! I should have gone the long way. That was my bad. There we go. Should have a lightning bolt ready. Alright. Didn't really need it, but that was what I was going to do with my turn, so... That rogue at the end had a really bad day. Missing? Since when do we miss attacks, eh? There's quick, I guess. Oh, yeah, I wasted a crossbow bolt, technically. Alright. Good times? So, detect magic again. Alright, well maybe this was worth fighting. Let's just see what a set is, because they're all going to be the same, I think. Yeah, they should all be the same once you might need one. So, we could pick up Elven Chain +2 is actually probably better than almost anything except the Flake Mail +2. So that might be worth giving to a couple people. Well, Bracers of AC2 are pretty good as well, technically. And we do have Elven Chain +4 over here. But Christiana needs something. Ringmail on its own is not very good. So let's move at least one down to her. And then I'll see if I can compare anything here. So now she should be a lot more survivable. I gave it to the wrong person. No. I pressed the wrong button. No. You know what's really throwing me off is it's because Raizel's in the team right now. I blame her. Where did it go? Didn't I send an Elven Chain +2 down here somewhere? What? Where? Did I somehow drop it? No, it's right here. What am I... Sorry, Blue is just drunk. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore. It's crazy. Alright, Elven Chain +2 brings her... Still not as low as some of the other characters, but reasonably safe. You know, the Elven Chain's probably better than the leather armor. Probably. You can probably just take one if you want. Armor class 0. Yeah, that's an improvement. Small. So what else could be an improvement? Elven Chain +4. Elven Chain +2. Banded +4. You know what? You can just sort of tell. Christiana has just, like, no one else has any other armor bonus at all. Just the Elven Chain took her from 6 to -1. That's a -7 swing. With just the Banded Mail +4, we are, 3 points better. So I guess the Elven Chain +2 is garbage. Alright, so is there anything else we would want? Sling +2? I mean, everyone could have a ranged weapon with that. And a short sword +3. Probably rather have the dagger 4. Flail 4. Short sword 2. Okay, that's a small improvement. I guess that's pretty much the only upgrade we're gonna get. I was hoping that more of the loot would be an improvement. I could pick up some slings for people. I guess we may as well. Sling. And Christiana has a crossbow. So that's good enough, I guess. Rodica has an actual bow. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. That's fine. Good enough. Alright. So far, so good. We're hanging in there. Dragons rush through the door. They all but run you over in their haste to respond to the horn. There's only 3. Theoretically, we still have protection from fire on if they're all red dragons. It's a theory. Yeah, just red dragons. Cool. Alright, not a ton of damage. Well, I never buffed Raizel, so I'll kind of move her on her own. Good job. Back attack. Christiana, let's save those crossbow bolts and flail a dragon. Just what you always wanted. I don't know why Rodica keeps missing the dragons. Come on. Breathe fire did no damage. I like that. I don't even know how it did no damage. Unless the ring of protection from fire completely nullifies it. I guess it might. Oh. Did that thing that I always do. Okay, we're gonna have to check what, No, Christiana, you know what? They've tried breathing fire at both of my people that have, the rings. Because Shinga and Christiana both have a ring of protection from fire. That's very strange. Alright. That's a win. Right? Like, I'm not crazy. Ring of cold and fire. You know, whatever. For now, that's fine. Yeah, I guess that means you're completely immune to fire damage. Which is weird, because I could have sworn that this did not protect you from electric damage from the blue dragons. But maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Probably was like an acid breath or something that killed her before. Alright. Nobody's dying yet on my watch. Well, I'm pretty sure our blessing is up. Prayer and blessing, that is to say. The fights haven't been as deadly in this area. Obviously, they're probably rebalanced for not having custom gear. Like, the game designers would know exactly what gear you should have found in this place, so I'm gonna save it on B slot just in case. Raizel says, this is the room. There's a secret door here somewhere. Maybe right behind the dragons? Thieves, they hiss. 1 fire, 1 acid. Take the green one out first. You know, we're still doing mostly the same damage. Well, that sucks to be Raizel. The red dragon found someone who was weak. Alright, so she was only dying, right? So, you can handle this, right? Partially healed. There we go. Well, we'll pick her back up, I guess. We're nice guys. There you go. Don't worry about it, Raizel. Happens to the best of us. Take 80-something damage from one fireball. Raizel motions you to the south wall. She disables the door's lock. I'm sure Rodica could have managed that, right? That's a pretty good amount of experience. All just gold and money? Wow, waste of time? The Horn of Doom sounds for the second time. When the reverberations die, all is silent, as if the world holds its breath. Raizel curses under her breath. There'll be no more time for treasure hunting now. Okay. Guess we're in a rush, everyone. Let's go. Oh no, dragons! I mean, the last fight was fine for everyone except Raizel, so I don't see any problem here. I mean, if we've got two people that are completely immune to fire damage, we're already off to a great start. There you go, she got her revenge. A golden light seeps out under the western door. It's probably a trap. The spirit of a Kirin fills the room with a warm glow. Wow. A great wound gapes where its horn once was. Noble hearts, with what remains of my power, I have secured this room for you. That was nice of him. The Kirin's spirit fills you with a feeling of peace. Cool, so we can actually rest. I know we're in a rush to stop the horn, but, you know, whatever. You know what? I might take this as an opportunity to cut the episode. It's probably, we're only like halfway through by the looks of things, and we've basically secured ourselves from any immediate harm. This way I can do our rebuffing off camera, where I re-protection and everything off. Save in B slot. Alright. Cool, so the Kirin's just hanging out in here, giving us a place to heal up. Very nice, good job. Alright folks, thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed. And next episode we'll come back and we'll try to deal with this Thorne, the king of the red dragons or some such. See you there.